So I'm live and noisy. Let's see. Once it gives, is it gonna give me that option to invite people? There we go. I'm just gonna click on invite, and I don't like this thing that's showing up on my screen. I have this my touchpad when I put it into Facebook is now trying to my tablet is trying to tell me to type with my tablet, and I'm just thinking, no, I have a keyboard and I don't want to use this. I'm gonna have to try to find a way to turn this off later. But when I'm trying to click on Facebook right here, I got this tablet keyboard that pops up in front of my screen that's taking up way too much extra space. But I'll get rid of that soon. Let's see. I don't know who's gonna be invited, but I'll just start adding people, and then I'll go back to working. Okay, who knows who's watching? I'm gonna say done with here with the inviting thing. Hey, Lo, thanks for joining. Whoever joined, shows a couple names here. I'm working on the Cas Tortuga. I showed a little bit of that yesterday. The little picture of him not painted yet. Hey, Greg. What's up? So I'm still painting that right now. I'm gonna lower the density of that brush. It's a little too dense. Yeah, flow rate, that is, not density. Flow rate is too high. I'm trying to put a little bit of that here, but not too much. So you can watch a little while. Okay, let's go. So this Cas Tortuga is, as you can kind of tell from looking at him, although it might be not so obvious, he's got a beaver tail, but he's got a body that's kind of like a tortoise. It's kind of like what made a brace that I made up, based on mixing a beaver and a tortoise. But there's a couple features that maybe neither a beaver or a tortoise have. But what do I have here? Some places that got dimmed out too much. Trying to get this tail to look a little better, but it's kind of hard to make sure everything looks exactly the way I want it to look, but getting better at doing that anyway. So yeah, I got an amazing review from Lee Rothrock yesterday on Amazon, so really thanks so much for that. Can't wait to see more reviews. Well, that's for the first book, and when I get this book ready, it'll be fun to be able to share that too. But let's see what I have. A couple places that need to be changed, but for now, I'm gonna get rid of some of the black here. It's a little unnecessary. Yeah, this I'm already. Let's see. The first book's been out for about a month and a week, and I'm already about halfway through coloring the illustrations for the second book. So that's going along by a lot faster than I expected it to. Still have to do all the writing and editing and everything, but I've got a couple pages written so far. But I've spent most of my time working on illustrating this. I really hate this black thing that shows up on my screen. So hey, keep trying to write words with your tablet, and I don't want to write words with my tablet, so I keep telling it no. But yeah, I don't know this thing. I don't know who's watching right now. I think Greg said he was watching, and my screen told me that 3 people joined, but I only ever saw one person's eyes on this thing with the eye meter. So I don't really know how that's working, because sometimes I have nobody with their eye meter thing, but I do have comments. So I don't know how Facebook's working with that, because it tells me that there's a couple people watching, or there's no people watching, and then I have comments and stuff. So it's like, why are there comments when nobody's watching? But I really don't know how that works. But anyway, at least, yeah, that's cool. Um, Greg, did you get a chance to read that, the book yet? You got a copy, right? Good question. Yeah. Let's see. I haven't heard too much from people about how the book is, other than that one review that I got yesterday. So, looking forward to hearing about that. But let's see. Yeah, with a lot of people making their books, they do a lot of marketing. Like, you make a book and then you spend. All right, you didn't read yet. Okay, we'll have to burn Greg. Wait, no. No burning Gregs. That'd be dangerous. Uh, let's see. So yeah, a lot of people they make a book and then they spend like 70% of their time marketing the book for a while after the book's out. But if I was doing that, then we'd never see the next book. So I don't know how everybody's plans are with their bookmaking. I mean, I guess you do have to market a little bit to make sure that people know about it. But other than Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Tumblr and let's see, DeviantArt and Pinterest, I really don't know what I'm going to do with marketing. I mean, there's like different ideas, like joining podcasts and stuff like that, but so far I don't really know who to contact for that. I mean, I know there's one podcast that I listen to all the time, but I don't know whether I would end up being able to go on their show or not. I'm sure they'd be open to it if we were able to set up the time and everything, but it's not really a marketing podcast anyway. So there are a couple of marketing podcasts I saw before, but I'm not sure about those either. So I don't know too much about what I would do with marketing. If I was in the States, I think I would. I have a couple of different ideas. I could actually physically give the book to people who would be able to read it and put up like little posters and stuff on the bulletin boards where you can put up posters and things like that. But since I don't have a Japanese version of this book, there's not too much physical marketing I can do out where I am at. So I can't go to like some convention center here and show people my books or anything like that, because nobody reads English enough to be interested in that. I mean, there might be a couple people, but it wouldn't really have as much of effect as reading. Actually, I don't want to put that there. I'll leave that there. Yeah, it wouldn't have as much effect as marketing physically in the States. So my best bet with marketing this book, I think, is to just keep working on it and sharing information about it when I can. I think. I don't know. If anybody who knows a whole ton about marketing books and how to balloon your sales and everything like that, let me know. But yeah, there's this one guy who keeps showing up on my friends list as like a suggested friend who has this idea that if you don't know how to market your book, you shouldn't be writing a book yet. But what I'm thinking is if you don't know how to write a book, you shouldn't be talking about how marketing it. So I'm kind of backwards there. But I don't know what kind of books he writes. I know he does pretty well with his books. He makes like $500,000 off of one of his books or something like that. And I guess he's pretty successful. But he's also got money to do things with before he started working on his books. So it's like a business decision for him making books, and for me, it's like a books decision. Make books, figure it out after that, because I want to make books. I would love to make money with the books, but no idea what to do with all that. Anyway, I've made a few sales so far. I don't know how well the books have been received so far, other than one review. So I really hope to hear about that soon. But I know everybody's got things to do, even if they got a copy of the book. So I know two friends who said that they were going to get the book, but they wouldn't be able to read it for a couple months. So I know at least some people aren't able to do that yet, and I understand that anyway. Well, with me marketing the books, I've gotten the books out, and I've been able to do like 2 or 3 posts with links to the books. But I know one thing, I don't want to be running up in everyone's face like, hey, check it out, I have this book. Hey, check it out. Look at this link. Like, buy my book. Hey, look, check it out. Like, get hella annoying very fast. So I don't want to do that. And although I don't know, live streaming pretty often is it's an interesting thing, because like some people probably don't want to see my live streams all the time, so they probably just skip past it. But this kind of serves as I can market with this a little bit, and then I can also like share what I'm doing, and I can keep a record of what I'm doing. So like instead of just having pictures that you see every once in a while in books that come out every a much longer distance from one every once in a while, but no, instead of having all that as the only information about the books, at least I have something to share every time I do a live stream. So, and then if I'm able to make that up on YouTube and make a channel, well, I already have a channel, but I don't really have too much going on with the views and stuff like that. But if I can make the channel grow a little bit, then maybe that'll serve as its own marketing thing. But yeah, no idea how that's gonna go. I know one person was saying that with Pinterest, if you start working on Pinterest for like start building boards and tagging stuff back, and or no, pinning stuff and pinning stuff back and doing all that kind of stuff, and after you start working on it, like it takes at least half a year or something like that for it to start working. So I don't know how it is with YouTube. If you're supposed to upload something and it immediately becomes the most popular thing ever, or if that's supposed to take a long time too. So but with my experience so far, is I can get like 5 or 6 views on like one video if I'm really lucky. But usually it's around 1 or 2 or 0 or something for a while, and then eventually I get a couple more views. So I don't really know how that works. I have one video on my other channel where I was making a Hyrule Castle with clay, and I showed that off, and that up until now it's been up for a long time now. It's only gotten like 70 or 80 views total, I think. I didn't really check recently, so I don't remember, but it wasn't too big, and that's a big franchise. And all right, see you, Greg. I guess I'll be talking to myself for a while, unless anybody joins. Let's see if I hit the invite button. Wonder if more people will join. I have no idea. I'll just add some people who aren't invited and see if it comes. Okay, well, anyone who's here, hello. I'm just adding a couple more people who aren't invited yet. Don't really know how this works too well with the invites, but then I'll keep working in a second. Yeah, I don't know. Don't really know how the algorithms and everything go with this, but we'll see. Okay, done inviting. Back to work. Yeah, so right now I'm working on the Tortuga picture. When Angelica and Dylan are in the Frost Peak Mountains, and they're trying to get ready for making a climb into the mountains, so they can go get the frost crystal, which is let's see. So far they've got the aqua gem, the elderstein, and the luminor, and so this should be the fourth crystal, the fourth elemental stone that they're picking up on their journey so far. And then they have 4 more after that. Let's see, the frost crystal after that they got to pick up. I forgot what I called the life stone. There's a wind stone, and the earth stone, and then there's the fulgur stone, which is the thunderstone. I have to figure out what the names for the other things are. I think I had a name written down before, but I don't remember what I named it. Because I have that's a little bit further on in this story, maybe near the end of the second book for a couple of those, and then some in the third book. Like the fulgur stone, that comes out in the beginning of the first book once, twice. It comes out, yeah, twice. So we already know about that at that point. But the stone of life, yeah, that comes out in the third book, and the stone of earth also, it comes out near the end of the second book, and the wind stone comes out in the middle of the third book. So all those little adventures are not here yet in the story, and right now we're working on the frost crystal. But Angelica and Dylan, when they come to this the icy mountains, they've got a little bit of climbing gear, but they realize right upon getting here that it's going to be a lot harder to reach where they want to go than they thought, and they decide to visit one of these little caves to see if there's anybody there who knows something about the surroundings. And it turns out, yeah, there's this Tortuga guy. We haven't decided his name yet. I'll write it. I'll choose one when I get back to the writing. But he's got some good information and some supplies that'll help them on their way. I mentioned this earlier, but in the photo I uploaded, but the Tortuga race are a kind of animal that they don't usually like squirrels, and he just happens to be the only one of them that doesn't eat squirrels. So they're lucky that they find him instead of one of the other guys when they're going off to visit this place. But yeah, let's go in here. Press a bunch of buttons again. I don't know how this is going. really have too much time to stream usually. Whoa, what happened there? Oh, I see. I tried to color this color, and I had black selected. It needs to be lighter. So that's near the fire, and this can actually be a little darker up here, especially over here on this side. Put some darker colors on this side over here, and then I'm going to put it even darker color on the top, and lighten up a little bit and put it over here. Okay, so I'll be coloring over here. Yeah. So my YouTube videos I have with the read alouds, I got a cool comment from my friend Adrian saying I should do different voices, and I was planning on doing that when I first started out, and I think I will do that later on. I'm going to probably make an audiobook version of this using my microphone or maybe a new microphone or something, and record with Audacity, because it's that with my videos that I'm putting on YouTube right now, I have a little tiny amount of time where I can do reading, and then I don't have any time for editing that. But when I get the time, I want to if I record with Audacity, I can record little by little, so I don't have to read a whole couple pages or something all in one go. So if I make one mistake with Audacity, I just delete a tiny little part and then go back to where I started recording a second ago, and I start working again. But if I make a mistake with the YouTube video, I either have to start over from the beginning of the video or just forget about fixing that and keep going. And I usually only have about 15 minutes before work when I can record that. So right now it's not a really good time for making the good version of the read aloud, but I hope to actually make an audiobook version that's good enough quality to actually make a CD format, because up on CreateSpace you can also make CD versions of the books, or I could even make like music if I was able to record some music and make a CD of that too. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with CreateSpace over there. But yeah, I'm hoping to do some music making once I get good enough tools, or if I figure out some way to just keep the recorded sound that sounds good enough to I don't know if I can sing well enough with my current mic to make myself feel ready to hit save on that, because I don't even like how my voice sounds when I record it. But especially this terrible mic that I have. This is just a Wii U karaoke mic. Yes, I said karaoke. It's actually karaoke, but everybody in America says karaoke. So yeah, whatever. Don't have to do it the Japanese way, even though I'm living out in Japan. But yes, I can speak Japanese. But I was planning on making a Japanese version of this book, and I might still do that. But when I looked up on CreateSpace and KDP and everything, they don't have a way to make paperback of in Japanese language right now. So even if I spent all the time to translate everything and write it in Japanese, there wouldn't really be any way to save it and share it and sell it here right now. I mean, I think I could make a Kindle version in Japanese, but without a physical copy that I could like walk around and show people, it wouldn't really make much sense to make a Kindle version. Or at least not to me. I already needed some help from my dad making the Kindle version of the English one. So and he definitely doesn't know how to do that in Japanese, and I don't know how to do that even in the English version by myself. So making the Japanese Kindle version is just something that's gonna have to wait, especially if it's just gonna be Kindle version. Right now, I'm working on making these shelves be colors that kind of, yeah. I made them a little too dark earlier up here. I'm trying to make them look a little bit more like shelves to me. Mess with the colors and the shadows a little bit. I'll keep going back and hitting invite and adding a couple people, but I don't know who doesn't want to get invites. So if you see my invites and you don't want to be invited, please let me know. I'll try to remember. This is terrible though. There's this thing that keeps popping up every time I put my tablet in the wrong place. Oh well, I'm gonna hit done on that and go back to working. So I don't know who's busy right now or who's not busy, who's working on their own illustrations, or who's over doing their own real job. But yeah, I've invited a couple more people, and maybe someone will come to watch. Who knows? This will go up on YouTube later, so there'll be a whole bunch of time with just me talking about inviting people and everything that won't make any sense to the YouTubers out there at all. And everyone is going to be sitting there commenting 100 years from now about how I should have edited all this out, but I'm not an editing kind of guy, at least not right now. I might get into editing sometime, but so far I have not. So sorry. So right now I'm working on little bottles of spices and stuff. I'm gonna just add in some sandy color, and I'm gonna have to work on these bottles a little bit before they actually look any good at all. Because right now they look ridiculous, and I'm not really putting in too much effort with them yet. But I hope on making something looking okay. It's gonna take a little while, but we'll be done with that soon. Soon, I don't know about soon. I'm sorry, I said soon. We'll be done with that today, I think. It's kind of ridiculous. Just work with some different spicy ideas. Who knows? Right now, everything's looking the same colors. I'm gonna keep adding different colors and stuff to them to make them look a little different in the end, but they're just little tiny piece of the illustration. We probably won't even be able to see them in the end, but still kind of want to work on them so that they don't end up being part of the illustration that I didn't do anything about. So yeah, this is probably not the best time of day in the States for live streaming. I don't even know if there is a good time for live streaming. For me, live streaming time is the time when there's nobody in the house or everybody is kind of up for me live streaming or something. Hello. I think somebody joined. Thanks for joining. I don't know if you're actually here to stay. We'll find out soon. But yeah, thanks for watching if you're here to watch. Like I said earlier, I'm working on the picture with the Castor Tuga from this is from chapter 3 in Quercus Minora and the eight elemental stones, book 2, which is the second book in the Great Adventures of Angelica Cherryfur series. Quercus Minor, 8 Elemental Stones, Book 1, Book 2, Book 3. I have 3 books with the same first subtitle there. But that's because they're all originally, I was planning on making 1 book, but it just wasn't going to make it into 1 book with the amount of time that I had working on that and when I had to get that out. But eventually I plan on making a combined volume. Hello, thanks for joining. How's everybody doing today? I don't know if I'm going to get any comments or if anybody's still watching, but if anybody's still watching, feel free to say anything in the comment section. It can be about this, it can be about whatever. Don't really care. You can just rant about nothing in the comment section if you want. Same with YouTube. When I put this up on YouTube, you can talk about whatever. You can talk about politics. You can scream about how stupid my voice sounds. Whatever you want to talk about it, I'm really up letting you use the comment section for whatever you want. Because people tend to do that anyway. So I'm not going to tell you to stay out of my comments or anything like that. But yeah, that'll be funny if somebody does something like that after being told that they can. Be interesting to find out. Who knows? I wonder what it's like to stream on YouTube. I don't think on YouTube it'll let me do a screen share, but I might be wrong about that. Anyway, I don't have enough subscribers to really make sense of that right now. Anyway, maybe if I have more YouTube subscribers. You guys should start subscribing if you're watching this and you're having fun. But right now there's nobody watching it, but there will be somebody when you watch it later. Usually every day there's some views on Facebook, so I think later there'll be views somewhere else too. Who knows? I don't even know what this thing that I just painted is. It looked like something when I painted it when I drew it the first time, and I wasn't really sure what I was drawing there. So I don't know what I'm painting here either, but it's interesting. I'll go with this. This spicy thing will be this color. This one will be that color. Yeah, let's see. So far, after Greg left, there's nobody commenting. That's cool. Whatever. If I put in the name R, get a bunch of R people. Hello, R people. Everybody who has an R in their name is going to be invited now. Who knows? Maybe somebody will stay. Probably not. Anyway, probably not the best to go about talking about who's invited and who's not and everything else, because I don't want to waste my time doing that. But anyway, I don't really have too much time streaming most days. Might as well just talk about whatever while I'm streaming anyway. When I'm streaming at the nighttime, everyone's asleep, and if they're not asleep, they're trying to sleep. So me talking and making a bunch of noise while I live stream doesn't make any sense. But with live streaming during the day, if I actually get time to live stream during the day, I do have a little bit of time to talk. So that's fun. But I usually don't have time to live stream during the day. So that's not fun. I guess between fun and not fun, there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on. But what color should we make this spice? If anyone's watching, they can tell me, and then we'll think about that. Hello, Tristan. If not watching, I don't know though. We'll find out. I can make something blue. That would make me feel kind of silly. Blue. So today is a strange day off. For anybody who doesn't know, Japan is one of those countries that gets a rainy season this time of the year. Oops. And it's hella rainy outside right now. So with my job, they get more work when it's not rainy, and right now it is. So there's no work today. Um, so I need to get a better source of income because no work today because of the rain is kind of not perfect, but whatever. Recently I've been able to do more while I'm at work because I've been focusing more on getting more work done rather than just getting the work done and just sitting there thinking every 10 minutes, how much work can I get done in these 10 minutes? Can I get this much work done? I just sit there pushing myself, and it's probably not too good for my back to do that, but I'm working pretty hard there. And I come home very tired every day, and then I get to work on this. So work there, come home, work on this, and then I got my daughter to raise and all that other stuff to do. So it's kind of interesting trying to get all this done, but we'll see. Once I'm done with illustrating of this book, I have to do the writing and then the editing of this book, and then I'm gonna start working on the next book. And there's all that. It's just gonna perpetually keep on going because this series is gonna be pretty long. And I have spin-offs that I'm gonna do with the series. I don't even know if these are looking like spices or herbs anymore. It's got a bottle of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna start putting herbs in these bottles. Because having too many spices is kind of silly. Just hit that button a couple times. I don't know how this thing works. Too many people now. Okay, back to work on that. Got a couple people here. Hello. Thanks for watching if you're watching anyway. I really don't know when I'm gonna have to end this stream, but I'm hoping that I'll at least get done with this picture by the time I'm done. The moment anyone walks into the house today is probably the moment I'll be turning this off because well, I don't really want a whole bunch of voices going through the live stream like, hey, we're home, or hello, or go do this or go do that. You know, all those different sounds that you'd be hearing be something completely unrelated to the live stream. So I get a couple of things saying that somebody joined. I really don't know who's still actually joined and who's there. If anybody wants to hit me up with comments like I mentioned earlier, just let me know that you're actually watching. That'd be cool. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go zoom out a little second again. Have a little look what I'm working on. Almost done with these little vials or bottles or whatever we call them in the corner here. I still got to put lids on everything, but yeah. working on my book still, as always. It's what I'm doing every day when I'm not at work. And thanks for coming along to watch, or for a little while, or saying hello or anything. And yeah, I've got a couple spices to go, and then I'll be done with the spices. I think I'm gonna go with golden lids. That'll be fun. Golden lids. I use gold a lot in this book. I don't know why. There's probably an overabundance of gold in their world. Who knows? I'll figure that out later. I love using gold. Too much gold. So I'm gonna give all these little vials golden lids. I'll have to put a little bit of color variation in after I add this color, but yeah, got golden lids here. And keep accidentally oversizing my screen. Hate it when I do that. Fix these colors here a little bit. Go back to golden. Go upstairs. It's not really stairs, but you know. Go up to the upper shelf here. Work on these. There's a little green place. Gonna be more green over there. Okay. That's too out of a shape. I'm gonna cut it down a little bit, then add some golden here. Too much here. I'm gonna cut down a little bit. Alright. So apparently nobody's watching again. That's cool. Whatever. Thanks for joining when you were. Don't know who actually came and who's actually staying or anything like that. Because Facebook, when I had like I said earlier, I had a bunch of people watching, commenting, and it reportedly had 0 people watching, so I don't really know how that works. But eventually somebody's going to be watching on YouTube. So here's the very strange guy who's awkwardly talking about who's watching and who's not watching forever on this big video. I have nothing else to talk about because nobody's here. It'd be nice to be conversing with somebody while I worked on this. But maybe I'll get a bunch of funny comments about me talking to myself about nothing forever later. Or we'll hear about that unprofessional guy who's ridiculous on his YouTube videos or something. That'll be fun. Am I making this green or brown? What color is this supposed to be? I'm going to make it brown. Could have brown and a green vial, and then that'll make it. Oh, okay, there we go. Everything is in green vials now. Even the blue vial. So have some red powder in the green vial. All using green glass. There we go. Getting further along with this. It's very, very strange going on with that. Who's B? Keep hitting that button because I have no time to do anything else. Okay. 2 more. Okay, back to work. Resizing too much. So I got rid of a bunch of green, and now I'm adding a bunch of green, and that feels very strange with the green and the no green and all that other non-green and green, whatever. But yeah, green here, green there. Let's see. I might as well. The thing I was talking about earlier with the color variation on the caps. I'll put a little bit of light colors up here. And then I'll go down with the light colors over there. So apparently with the algorithms on Facebook and on Instagram and everywhere else, I can post something with 200 friends and have 10 people who see it, or with Instagram 500 followers and like 20 people who see it. I don't know really how that works too much, but not a lot of people see my stuff, so I don't know who's actually interested in it. Don't hear very much about that. Just have a whole bunch of me working on my next one. But hopefully, eventually, I'll find my audience, and people will be saying hello. So Corbin Lewis, how's everything in life? Doing good over there, back in the States? Maybe I'll get a reply. Who knows? It's very awkward looking at the number of people watching, and it goes from 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 1, 0, and then it keeps going back up and down. So, but yeah, I'm working on my book here. Okay, getting closer. I think I'm gonna add some little names on these vials. What are we gonna write here? I'm gonna increase the flow rate a little bit, and then go down the size. What does that look like? Maybe no, it's not working. It's too small. The brush is too small. I'm gonna use a different brush. Old Spice, whatever. Let's see. Let's see, what do we have? Yeah, I can't see what I'm writing here, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna write some stuff. It's too small for me to write anything. Oh well, forget that. At least it looks like I wrote something here. Okay, let's see what I got here. What do I want to call this? I'll just do okay. I think I gotta get done with those little vials there. I'm tired of doing the vials. I'll work on this smoke. The smoke is too smoky. That's not. No, what's the wrong? I got the wrong thing there. Got the wrong color. Okay. Yeah. Don't need all that extra information here. Okay. Got a little bit of smoke going on in here.